Hey folks, Florida may have only about 1 million wild boars, so why hunt them at all? And now, precision air hunting technology is completely changing the game. Stick around, because I'm about to show you exactly why it's become a necessity. Florida is currently facing a population of over 1 million wild boars, concentrated primarily in the Okeechobee area and surrounding wetlands, according to the FWC 2025 report. Unlike Texas, Florida's wild boars are scattered, making each hunt a challenge. All of my hunts are on private land, strictly following state regulations and ensuring a minimum distance of 500 yards from residential areas. What makes these hunts even more special is that I often hunt with a skilled woman who is a licensed rancher or guide with years of hands-on experience and accurate shooting. Together we rise to the challenge, proving that effective wild boar hunting is not only about tools, but also about expertise and strategy. The location I chose today was a small lake nestled between two palm groves, next to a cattle ranch where Florida wild hogs often come to drink in the mid-afternoon. I always believe that if you want to take down many hogs in one sitting during the day, nothing is more effective than taking advantage of the natural water source instead of waiting for the night. I set up my tripod at 2 p.m. The sun was 98 degrees and had to sit still for nearly 4 hours before seeing the first herd appear. Only 10 hogs. Many of you often wonder, Florida has more than 1 million hogs, nearly 3 times less than Texas. Why are we still implementing the hunting plan? The real answer will be shown to you in a moment. I guarantee no one will suspect it. those 10 hogs, the 218-pound male only came out of the shade when the sun was completely west. I had to wait another hour and a half, a total of more than 5.5 hours sitting still without a sound for it to come out to the lake shore. Everyone says spreading corn is the end of the story. Florida law still allows corn bait on private land, but after 12 years of hunting here, I know Florida wild hogs have learned to avoid anything that looks too good and too clean. So when the corn is no longer effective, how do you force them out when the light is right and at the angle you've calculated? What I did took the next 15 seconds and it changed every daylight hunt I've ever had in Florida since. I'm sure 90% of new hunters skip the deodorizing step. Just a slight change in wind direction and the human scent will immediately fly straight into the nose of wild boars. They can smell it from 300 yards away and disappear immediately. I never lack a strong dead down wind spray, and it has saved me at least 8/10 times when the wind suddenly changes. In this dry, treeless field, just one wrong step and the whole herd will hear. Florida law allows wild boar hunting alone on private land, so you may only see me hunting. In return, in the swampy terrain, leaving clear hoof prints on the trail is the only sign that tells me they are about to come out within the next 10 minutes. Have you ever encountered a situation where the wind suddenly changes direction when hunting wild boars? Tell me how you handle it in the comments. I read everything. These are the reasons why I cannot delay dealing with wild pigs, because they have started attacking auto repair shops in Florida, causing heavy property damage. These wild pigs not only destroy tools and equipment, but also attack people when they feel threatened. They can cause serious injuries if you face them directly. People need to have self-defense equipment when encountering wild pigs, so stay away, stand still, and do not try to chase them. Most importantly, do not face them directly. Avoid making them feel threatened. If attacked, go to the nearest medical facility to treat the wound. Do not do it yourself. After taking down the 218 lb bull with my air gun and cleaning it up, I didn't stop. I put the gun away, pulled out my 70 lb compound bow and continued into the brush with only 20 yards between me and the rest of the pack. It was the transition from the absolute silence of the air gun to the full tension of the bow at close range that gave me an experience no air gun has ever given me in Florida. If you want to learn more, stay tuned for the next part tomorrow. It was a quiet evening in Columbus, Georgia. An elderly farmer in his 50s was driving his pickup truck through a neighborhood near the Chattahoochee River, hauling feed. Suddenly, the truck collided with a 300-pound wild hog, slamming into the hood and bending the metal. This was not a quiet country road, this was Columbus, and wild hogs were taking over the city streets. Did you know that wild hogs are now ravaging 35 states, causing more than $2 billion 0 cents in damage each year? In Columbus, they're a full-blown menace, tearing up lawns, smashing fences, and now crashing into vehicles. Just last week, a wild hog destroyed a park on Warm Springs Road. leaving behind piles of dirt and broken benches. These beasts, some weighing up to 400 pounds, reach speeds of 30 miles per hour. For those watching in Columbus, it's the reality of surviving an attack, then hunting down these monsters to save your city. To stop these invaders, you've got to hunt them where they strike in the city and do it legally and fast. Hunting is real and Georgia has you covered. A hunting license costs $15, 0 cents for residents, up to $65, 0 cents for non-residents, with no season and no gun limit. In Columbus, you have to coordinate with authorities to ensure safety and legality. The farmer, who applied for a permit, used a .308 rifle to bring down wild hogs with precision. What's the best time to hunt urban wild hogs? In the fall and winter, they forage for food in city parks and alleys. Hunting wild hogs in Columbus, Georgia requires a strategic shift from city streets to open country fields, and for good reason. Urban neighbourhoods are a hunter's nightmare, with narrow streets surrounded by homes, strict noise regulations, and the constant risk of missing shots making hunting in the city a no-go. In the fields outside Columbus, the game changes for hunters with open space, clear lines of sight, and the annoyance of city laws. Hunters start with a 3.5/8 rifle, the boom echoing across the fields, taking down a 3.5 50-pound wild hog. With a single well-aimed shot at 100 yards is a quick shot that clears the neighbourhood of the threat. But rifles are noisy. attracting attention even in rural areas. So authorities switched to a quieter weapon, a 70-pound compound bow. Bow hunting trades noise for stealth in rural fields on the edge of suburbia, where silence keeps things discreet. Unlike the power of a rifle, a bow requires you to get as close as 30 yards or less to test your skills. The farmer sets up camp on a tree stand perched high in an oak overlooking a field off River Road, where wild boars attack at dusk. The hunter waits, eyes fixed on a clearing baited with corn. A 300-pound boar enters, burrowing beneath, oblivious to the danger above. A steady shot lands with precision. Hunting isn't the only way. There are humane options. Residents can protect their property by locking trash cans, removing pet food, and installing motion-activated lights. A neighbourhood near Columbus State University cut wild visits in half with strict trash disposal rules. Reporting wild hog sightings to the DNR produces a quick response. One call on Midland Road led to a trap that caught 3 wild hogs in a week. Farmers have joined a group that traps, baits and shares tips at community meetings. More than 100 residents now report wild hog sightings weekly, helping Columbus stay ahead of the curve.
The growing presence of wild boar is not limited to rural areas but also extends to town areas. In areas of the city, they dig up waste and leftover food from humans for use, creates a hazard to the safety and health of the community. Wild boars pose a threat to traffic in Italy as they cross roads in rows causing traffic jams, causes major collisions between humans and wild boars. In cases where motorcyclists are traveling on the highway, it will cause an unwanted situation. Have you ever encountered a situation like this? If you have once crashed into a wild boar while walking on the road, please comment number 1. Wild boars cause significant damage to agriculture by consuming grass and crop seeds. They also threaten livestock, especially pigs that are susceptible to African swine fever. In December 2022, Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni issued an order to cull wild boars in Rome. But this decision faced strong opposition from animal rights groups. Hunters are allowed to use bows and arrows to hunt and harvest wild boar meat. In July 2023, wild boar hunting was allowed even in areas where hunting is normally prohibited, such as town areas and reserves. To prevent damage caused by them, farmers are willing to cooperate with hunters. They provide information about the activities and locations of wild boar, helping hunting parties effectively target their prey using their hunting skills and knowledge of wild boar. Hunter behavior plays an important role in controlling and reducing population growth. The use of bows and arrows is one of the common methods hunters use to eliminate wildlife. Bows and arrows allow them to approach from afar, especially in dense forest areas with many trees. This type of hunting tool does not make a lot of noise, so it is easy to approach wild boars and affect surrounding animals. Do you enjoy hunting with a balestra bow and arrow? If arrows when hunting at night would glow, would you believe it? When hunting at night, using the balestra bow and arrow becomes extremely useful. The arrows of the balestra bow are equipped with luminous tips, usually laser tips. This allows them to glow in low-light conditions, helping hunters recognize and locate targets more easily in the dark. The operating mechanism of the light heads is activated by batteries or by a simple switch. The use of balestra bows and arrows when hunting at night not only helps to recognize targets but also creates convenience and efficiency in making accurate and effective shots, ensuring that hunting takes place safely for hunters. The disadvantage of this type of hunting equipment is that if you hunt in too dark conditions, it will be very difficult to defeat wild boars. So professional workers often choose daytime to help defeat large numbers of wild boars. In addition to countermeasures using balestra bows and arrows, Italians also use helicopters. Using helicopters to hunt wild boars offers many advantages over using bows and arrows. First of all, helicopters provide an aerial perspective, helping hunters survey large areas quickly and identify wild boars more effectively than on foot. The helicopter's versatility also allows access to wildlands or rough terrain, where wild boars may be difficult to reach by other means. Besides, helicopters can pursue them quickly while fleeing. Using a helicopter also increases hunter safety by keeping distance between themselves and wild boars, minimizing the risk of dangerous situations and injuries. Finally, large-capacity helicopters can carry up to 4 people on a hunting trip. You've probably never heard of hunting with a hiding place, right? When hunting in the jungle, hiding in tents becomes an effective strategy to hide from wild boars. Fabric tents are placed in areas where they often go to search for food. Preparing an attractive bait like corn is also an important step to attract them closer. Hunters wait for wild boars in the darkness of their tents, ready to take them down. On this hunting trip, you will be equipped with hunting medicine and quality sights. To hunt effectively, Italian farmers and hunters used tools to know where wild boars were hiding. That is to use tools to support wild boar tracking remotely. This device is usually a drone equipped with infrared cameras, allowing hunters to track and locate wild boars from a safe distance. The biggest advantage of this device is its ability to help determine the location of wild boars accurately and quickly, thereby helping hunters save time and effort. However, this device also has disadvantages, including expensive prices and requiring technology skills from the user. At the same time, the use of drones in hunting also needs to comply with legal regulations and ensure safety for the environment and surrounding people. The question many people ask is, do all Italians agree with the method of hunting with weapons? The act of herding animals with such measures causes a lot of controversy and receives opposition from many people. In addition to traditional hunting, other measures such as effective forest management create a natural environment for wild boar to live. When there are enough natural food sources for them, they will not affect farms and town areas. This highlights the need to maintain a healthy habitat for wild boars and other species, not just rely on reducing their numbers through hunting. What do you think about the actions of Italian farmers and hunters to deal with wild boars? Are you an animal lover or not? Comment 1 if you don't want to herd wild boars and want to protect them from hunters. Comment 0 if your family has suffered heavy economic losses from this invasive animal. Thank you for watching the entire video. Click the like button and subscribe to the channel to watch the latest videos on measures to deal with invasive species.
These approaches have been great at stopping the spread of some invasive species. Got any ideas for even better solutions? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can all dive into it together. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And hey, be sure to tell your friends about us too so they can check it out. Bye and see you in the next video.